about me, I used to do party bus events out in Las Vegas when I lived there back in like 2017, 2018. I was actually hired and brought on as a party bus host. And then what I did with that was I started doing those type of parties on my own. So I would rent out a party bus. And so I'm so excited that we're going to be bringing that kind of flavor to Atlanta when we rent out, i.e. a party bus or a Sprinter van, so we can do our activations the same day as the Black Effect Podcast Festival. Let me throw up the QR code so you all can make sure to scan that QR code, my top left, and that leads you directly to the website, or you can go to plantopodcast.com/Atlanta, which is also streaming across the banner at the bottom of this live. So I am Danny Marie, your podcast bestie, and I like to work with indie podcasters to help them launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts, or turn their passion for public speaking and podcasting into a viable business. And you can make 7 different streams of revenue from that, with everything including digital products, public speaking opportunities, your own membership communities, and all of those exciting things. But today, we're telling you how to turn one event into multiple opportunities. And I am going to make sure that I share this with my community on Facebook. So if you are not a part of our group, Podcasting Support Group for Indie Podcasters, we want to see you in the room. You are more than welcome to join us, whether you have a business, whether you've been contemplating starting a podcast, whether you just want to be a guest on someone's platform. Definitely connect with us. We would love to have you. So let's get into the topic of the hour. It is 1:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or a little actually 1:15. So we're going to get started. We were a bit delayed, but we have been planning for this Atlanta activation. And from this experience, it's been great to jot down the process and then be able to share with some of you who are looking at hosting your own events or looking to build your own community in your region, or whatever the case. So I'm going to give you some real examples of what we are doing for the Atlanta activation, and then we're going to get into the flow of the conversation today, which again is about how to turn one event into multiple opportunities, because maybe you don't do it the way we're doing things in Atlanta, but at least you can take some of the ideas and emulate this and do things similarly in your own area. So we are not just attending Black Effect, the festival. We are going live every day up leading to the festival. That's number one. We're creating different content pieces every day for vertical video. So more awareness about who I am and what I'm doing. And then making sure that at the top of my feed, whether that is on Instagram or Facebook, I make sure to have my event link pinned to the top of my feed. So not only am I going live, but I'm doing content every day. Some of it's related to the activation in Atlanta. Some of it is not related at all, but I make sure to leave breadcrumbs so that at the top of my Facebook and at the top of my YouTube channel and at the top of my Instagram, people know where they can find more information. So we also are renting out, like I said, a party bus or Sprinter in Atlanta. So we're not just going to go to the festival, but we're making the Sprinter or the party bus our content hub on wheels. And then we're stopping at different locations. So we're connecting with businesses in the area, and we're creating moments on purpose. Content is king, and community is extremely important for your success as a podcaster and as a business owner. So that's why we're maximizing our time in Atlanta. And again, we are inviting for you to join us. If you have not already, make sure to visit the link that is scrolling across the banner at the bottom. But also make sure you go visit the Black Effect Podcast Festival, their website as well. And I'm going to give you a quick glimpse. So this is Black Effect's website, just quickly scrolling through. You have Lauren LaRosa, Charlemagne the God, Envy. You have Crystal with Keep It Cute Sis. And you have, let's see, The Drink Champs. You have Reality with the King, Carlos King. Keep It Positive, Sweetie, excuse me, it's Crystal's podcast. And a few other announcements that have been coming out since yesterday that I haven't been able to capture. And then after that, our website, plantopodcast.com/Atlanta, which is what we're pulling up right now. Go to our website and see how we are extending the opportunity. So there's the festival and what they charge for on their website, I believe like $30 or $40 for general access, which is not directly tied to what we're doing, but we are activating same time, same day, but we're doing it on the party bus. And so we are doing something separate, but we're kind of doing things to make it easier. Since you're already in Atlanta, you're already going to be at the festival for Black Effect, then you might as well jump on the bus with us, jump in the Sprinter with us, and you might as well also kick it with us during the first half of the day, and then we'll spend the rest of the time at the festival. So more information again, plantopodcast.com. But again, you might find yourself ready to scale, ready to expand, ready to attend more events like Podcast Summit, like Black Effect, like Podcast Movement. There are so many conferences for podcasters and creators that are out there, South by Southwest. And I know many of us, we kind of straddle the fence. We go, but we're overwhelmed with the idea of networking, or we get there and we have no idea what to do to get the most from the event. So we want to give you a breakdown of what you should be doing when you make plans, because you're spending your money, you're taking your time, but you're not always getting the best from the experience. And we want to change that. So not only should you be attending these events, but you should be setting your intentions when you go. So don't just pull up, set the intention. Be honest about your why going. And who's a mentee, and you know who you are. I won't call her by name because we didn't, ask her permission to share. But I know that right now she's contemplating going to Black Effect Festival with us in Atlanta, or another festival, which I will not name. But, things are not cheap. It costs to fly. It costs to pack up. It costs to travel. It costs to, leave and make arrangements for your family while you're away. So all of that comes at a cost. And so sometimes we have to make a decision which makes the most sense for us individually. Even though the Atlanta activation might feel cool because a ton of your friends are going to be going, what makes the most sense? So my recommendation to my friend and mentee was she should gather all of the information about her business. So whether that is the website, whether that is the bio that she uses when she introduces herself to public stages, whatever. Get all of that information and plug that into a chat GPT, and then copy and paste the information from both of the festivals or both of the events, and also plug that in and ask ChatGPT, based on my business and my business goals and my bio, help me make the most thoughtful decision about which event I attend that's going to help me with my Q3 goals. So again, take everything from your website, your bio, anything professional, your LinkedIn, your business goals, if you guys at the top of the year wrote out your whole vision board, take all of that and plug it into a ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to prompt you, what are the pros and the cons of both and which one should I attend based on my Q3 goals? And let ChatGPT help you make the executive decision about which event you attend. Set your intentions. Don't just pull up. So when you know who's going to be in the room, you can be doing your research ahead of schedule. So you can say, hey, I know Charlamagne the God is going to be at the Black Effect Festival. I need to make sure I beeline directly to Charlamagne. Or I know that this podcast is going to be there. I need to make sure I get information from them, or I need to make sure that I get an interview, ask some questions while I'm there that I know I can ask quickly. If I have somebody's attention, that it's not awkward, like I'm taking them away from something that they're already doing, but I ask a quick question and get that moment on camera. What is the purpose? Set the intention. All right. So build relationships. You can be doing your research, like I said, on LinkedIn. Sometimes these festivals tell you who the speakers are going to be. You can start researching them. Sometimes they have these open forums, so you know who else is going to be attending. You can start building relationships ahead of schedule. Create content. Again, ask ChatGPT to help you with this. You can say, hey, I know that I need a few B-roll clips. I want to ask these 3 questions when I get there. And I definitely want to interview some of the panelists that I know are going to be there. So ask ChatGPT to create like a content schedule or something that while you're there, you make sure you hit all of your points. Then positioning your brand. We're talking about setting the attention and not just pulling up. You don't want to overwhelm people, so you need to be refining your 60-second elevator pitch about who your podcast is and who is it for and why people should listen. So you should be working on that. Make sure you have that on your person or on your custom GPT. If you're using ChatGPT, that should be stored away somewhere so that you're practicing and refining that elevator pitch. And then what are some viable, plausible opportunities for collaboration, opportunities for brand deals? All of that stuff is what you should be thinking about when you are planning what festivals you attend or what festivals you put together for other people to participate in. So this means visibility plus content plus community equals future business opportunities. So if you don't define this early on, you'll just be looking cute. And now it's gotten so bad where people just pay all this money and they're on their phones, they're on the wall, they don't get the content, they never shake the hands, they feel nervous, they don't pass out the business card. Your intention, build the relationships, create the content, position your brand, and open doors for deals, okay? Number 2, content is currency. But before we jump into the next one, let me just remind you, you're going to Atlanta. I gotta watch. I'm trying to hop on a flight at a time. Eat it up. Eat it up. You guys. If you have lack of forward slash. So I'm going to meet Charlamagne and get my signature. I'm going to be in the building. Most going to some podcasters. Charlotte, a few panels on that gives you more 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. to get the details about how to turn one. First thing, content is key purpose. That what we're doing is up leading to buy-in. The word is spreading. Then we're sharing content every day up leading to the event. So talking about podcasting, talking about the festival, talking about our meetups, talk about why community is important. So we're sharing all of that. So we're capturing some interviews in the process, some behind the scenes, some real-time reactions. We're giving you value. We're giving you education. And then this is also what we're going to be doing when we're there. So we have a podcast pitch party happening on the bus or on the Sprinter. So you can pitch for the first 60 seconds about who you are, name your podcast, who your podcast is for, why people should listen. The second pitch could be pitch on, like we'll give you a brand. We'll tell you to pitch this chapstick. And this is practicing your user-generated content. And then the third pitch would be pitch to your favorite brand. So we're not going to have the brands present, but at least the content, which will be evergreen and which will be live online for forever. So you can pitch sponsors, pitch a concept for a product, and then pitch your podcast. And so that's podcast pitch party on the bus. And then when we touch down and get to our first location, which we're speaking with Mike at Atlanta Village, then we'll get off the bus. We'll do a few different interviews right there where we are. And we are also going to do a game of bingo. So this is helping you get acclimated to the environment, helping you mix and mingle. So you have a bingo card. The bingo card is going to say, stand in front of a sign, and that's 5 points. And then if you do that, you get to mark that off the bingo card. And every bingo card will have something corresponding with the letter telling you to do something to get the square marked off on your board. And then the last game that we do that's helping you get the content and helping you commingle and mix and get the most from the experience is a scavenger hunt. So same thing, go shake hands with a business owner. And if you can mark that off the board, great. So that's how we're getting content and we're making it fun and interactive at the same time. But we're also getting quick interviews. We're doing behind the scenes. We're doing real-time reactions. We're going to get people on and off of the bus, stepping off and getting their shot, their photo shot. So all of that is value, and those are digital assets that can be used and repurposed for your website, for your landing pages, for your upcoming webinars, for your podcast intro and outro clips. So that is the value of content. And we turn these experiences again into recap videos, reels, and clips. So this weekend could be 30 pieces of content that you can use even after the event is over. All right. One of the young ladies who just recently purchased her tickets, I was sleeping, and God is so good because I like to try to be present when people are making a purchase with me, or not present, but available. But she found me on, I don't know, probably from one of these videos. And she purchased the 2 tickets. And this is what she said. Great. Thank you so much. We will get that paid today. So she purchased one and then was asking me how can she purchase one for her co-host. So I responded. And she says, we are so excited. We are working to grow our podcast, and I think this will be very beneficial. Thank you. I have just paid for the second VIP ticket. Now, the reason why I share this is because she sees the value. She's at a point where she's already been podcasting. Now she's looking to level up. She's looking to scale. And so being in the same community as other podcasters where you can collaborate with them, you can be a guest on their podcast, you can invite them to be a guest on your podcast, because you never know what person could unlock the next level on your podcast journey just by a simple introduction. And then also, like I said, the optics of it all, they're vibing out with your podcast peeps. You're getting the content, you're giving FOMO vibes for the people who didn't make it. All of that is great content. And it's a good look, right? Getting in the right room, shaking hands with the right people, getting the photo ops, all valuable. So I love that she shared that message with me and she understands the value. Now, again, if you don't know what we're talking about how to turn one event into opportunities for you, even if you don't get around to joining us in Atlanta. So how to turn one event into opportunities, content, and income, the Atlanta edition. And this is what we're doing. The podcast pull up in Atlanta. We're kicking off at Pullman Yards. We're stopping at the First Content Studio. We're doing live pitches on the bus. We're doing a scavenger hunt and bingo. We're stopping to the next location, and then we're pulling back up to the festival, all in under 3 hours. It's going to be a time. And then you have all of the action happening at the festival itself. You guys, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a vibe.
Bitch on the ride on my back like a Mustang. See ya. I got a watch on my wrist, is a bust down. See ya. I'm tryna hop on the flight out of town. See ya. But I sent my baby to bring it.
So make sure you guys are going to the website. This is what it looks like to be on the blackeffect.com/podcast festival page. And then right after that, make sure you go over to our website, plantopodcast.com/Atlanta for additional information. So there's one ticket for entry to the festival, which is about $40. And then there's a VIP ticket so you can be in the room with us, making sure you're getting all of the content, all of the vibes, meeting the people in Atlanta, shaking hands and kissing babies at plantopodcast.com/Atlanta. So that's us. And then there's the QR code as well. All right. So let's get back to it. Number 3, networking with purpose, not just small talk. So you don't collect contacts, you build connections. It's not a fast grab to how many business cards can you get, but it is, okay, you are in Atlanta, you do in-person interviews, you are inviting me to be a guest. I'll be in Atlanta for the next 4 days. You have a spot open in the next day. This makes sense. Your podcast talks about love and relationships. My podcast talks about relationships as well. So this makes a lot of sense. I would love to be a guest, and I would love to see about collaborating with you for all of the reasons aforementioned, right? So if it doesn't make sense, if the person's all the way over here, you're all the way over there, different parts of the country, they do in person only, and you don't have it in your budget to travel to go meet them in person, then I would not be wasting my time with that particular podcast. I would be looking for people where there's direct alignment, meaning that the podcast categories and conversations are typically the same, or there's overlap. They're in your area, or you can get there easily. They are doing in person or online, like what makes the most sense. Asking, what are you working on right now, and how can I support or collaborate? Those are key questions. Make sure you write those down. Again, these should be notes that you already have, and you tell in ChatGPT, these are my goals for when I attend this event. I want to ask people what they're working on and how I can support or collaborate. And that's going to be the open line, right? So that's how you intro and meet new people. And the minute something doesn't jive, then you go right to the next person. So you're maximizing your time while you're there. Be ready to say what you do in one sentence. I help podcasters turn their content into real businesses, or whatever it is for you. And then move it forward. Exchange info, suggest a follow-up, or invite them into your world. So we have dot cards, we have business cards. You can use a QR code on your phone. I know, like with Instagram, if you want people to follow your Instagram, because that helps you follow and track your people, then there's QR codes available with every platform, essentially every social media platform, or you can have a QR code generated for you. But just be prepared and have all of that. You can create an album in your camera roll, so you have everything sectioned off for, okay, Black Effect Festival. I have my QR code image ready. I have my headshot ready, and I have like my flyer all ready in my album if I need it. Or then your dot cards or your business cards, make sure you have those on your person. Have yourself a little pocketbook, or the one, what is it called? You guys know what I'm talking about, especially my millennials, the fanny pack, where things are easily accessible, and you can give the pen, give the QR code, give the business card. Make sure you have it all at your disposal and ready to pass out. All right. Then always have an entry point is the point number 4. So don't leave people hanging. Have one clear next step. Yeah, it was so nice to meet you. I would love for us to collaborate in the near future. I actually have a webinar coming up, or I actually have a weekly podcast virtual meetup. You're welcome to join us, just so you can get a feel for the vibes and tap into my people. And then if you think that it's a good fit, join me and become a guest on my podcast. So Luma is another website like Eventbrite, where you can host your meetups or your Facebook groups or whatever. Bring them into your world, tell them to join your community, or tap into your course, or pull up to your next event, or get you on the podcast. Have your links again ready. So I have a website that I use, plantopodcast.com/guest. So that's the link I would tell anybody that I want to have as a guest. And right there, they can immediately go to fill out information to be a guest on the podcast. Or create plantopodcast.com/webinar, so they can instantly sign up into the webinar the moment that you meet them. And they're not like putting things off to do it later, because likely they won't. So if you can get their attention, exchange information right away in that moment by giving them something simple to follow up on, so that they can do it quickly. Okay, register right here. Boom, here's your QR code. Don't move, girl. Do it right now, because I know you ain't going to remember when you get home. And you make it so easy that they just plug into it, name, email, boom. They're now a part of your email list, and you're able to keep that contact. So keep it simple, no pressure, just tapping in. All right. Again, we're talking about how to turn one event into opportunities, content, and income, the Atlanta edition. Make sure you follow the link at the bottom of the screen. If you want to join us in Atlanta, it's going to be a time. I cannot wait. Bust down, baby. So that was me in Las Vegas hosting a party bus event, which turned out to be a lot of fun. And then doing the same thing next month in Atlanta, inviting all of you to join us and participate. There's the QR code at my top left and the link also bottom screen. If you don't know, the Black Effect is live happening next week. Next month, make sure to join us. We're not tied to the Black Effect at all by any means. So that's our disclaimer, but we are going to be using the same time to galvanize the people, get the most of participating and inviting our podcast peeps to join us while there's already a big podcasting related event happening in the area. So this is how you maximize the moment. And again, how to turn one event into opportunities, content, and income. All right. Follow the links to get more information. Now, last thing as we're wrapping up, build around the event. So don't rely on the festival alone. You're already going to the event, lean more into it. So can you also rent a peer space or Airbnb and invite a few friends and create an experience as well? Maybe before or after the main event. Maybe you want to have a nice curated dinner in a nice mixer after the event, the festival happens. So the people that you connected with, only ones that you trust, should you invite back, and make sure you get the permission of the Airbnb or Pure Space host. So you want to make sure you understand the logistics behind all of that and the parameters. But if possible, is there a way you can create a nice exclusive dinner, or can you wake up and do a brunch / panels, or can you get a group of friends to join you at bowling or the arcade afterwards, just so you can maximize your time at the event and invite the people that you've connected with the most to follow up and join you. So again, party bus, sprinter vans, multiple stops equals content studios, founders, local businesses, street team content, and brand activations. Can you do a pre-event brunch or a VIP mixer? You don't need a big venue. You just need to move with intention. All right. Last thing, maximize before, during, and after the event. So number one, announce that you're going, which we've done and we're doing. Build the anticipation. Let people know where to find you. And I would say be kind of on the quiet tip. So you don't want to say we're going to be at this specific address until you vetted the people properly. But you can say we'll be in the Pullman Yards area, or we'll be in East Atlanta, the city. Try to dial it in a little bit so people know, okay, like I can't get to East Atlanta. I'm so far away. That's going to take me at least 2 hours. So I'm probably not going to make it. But at least if you give people a strong gauge, they know like what's possible for them. So letting people know where to find you, but keeping it close to the chest at the same time for your security until you've vetted out the people. So we're not keeping it like, for instance, I'm telling you guys what we're doing, but I'm not giving you the location. Kickoff in Pullman Yards. Stop 1 is at a content studio. Stop 2 is at a tech founder space. I'm not telling you which business because I don't want to ruin my chances, or I don't want to say something before everything is finalized. So keep some of that information private for your security, and then only share as needed with the people who you know are vetted and who will be in attendance. Now, during the event, stay visible. So I would be going live, only like a private live on my Facebook for the people that are subscribed to me, or a private live where people could stream. If you're in my membership, that kind of exclusivity also protects you. So be conscious of that. Move with purpose, not just wandering. So again, they give you an agenda. You can say, hey, I know I want to go learn about AI, so I'm going to go to this workshop. I'm not going to try to do all of the things because I'm going to be too tired, but I know I want to hit up this workshop and I want to get my picture with Charlamagne. So those are the 2 things that I'm going to definitely do while I'm at the festival. Anything else is up in the air. I can just wander for all I care and make sure I get as much content as possible. But I'm already going to be getting a lot of content in the field prior to the event. So I only need to get these 2 or 3 things while I'm there, and I'll be good. And then after, make sure to follow up within 48 hours so you stay on top of mind for people. You can do recaps. You can turn your content into a blog. You can send out emails to talk about your experience. You can do reels, shorts, go on YouTube, the community tab. You can do a whole Reddit forum talking about, the value of attending an event. You can do a video like this for YouTube. The possibilities are endless when it comes to attending an event and repurposing the content. You can turn it into a podcast episode. So all of that can be monetized as well. And then again, all of that can be duplicated when you're attending events moving forward. But that is all I wanted to share. I'm a little over 30 minutes. I'm going to send this QR up to the top of the screen again, so you have it. You can take a quick picture. Mind you, we are going to be in Atlanta next month. Here is the agenda. We're kicking it off at Pullman Yards. Gonna get on the bus, head to the content studio, do some pitches on the bus, get off, do a scavenger hunt and bingo experience, and then another location stop, and then back to Pullman Yards. And then we're going to finish the day at the festival with Charlamagne the God, Lauren LaRosa, DJ Envy. We got Carlos King and so many amazing podcasters. I know this list is not the exhaustive list. The Drink Champs, Don't Call Me White Girl is going to be a time. All right, so that's all I wanted to share with you all. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. Never hesitate to reach out. Of course, I am Danny Marie, your podcast bestie. And I want you to join us in Atlanta. We're going to have an amazing time. Shout out to the people who are already grabbing their tickets. I appreciate you so much. I can't wait to meet you all in person. And with that, we're going to say bye and see you tomorrow for another topic. I think we're going to do Get in the Room, and there's an acronym for room, ROOMM. All right. So bye. Have a lovely day.